What's poppin', trainers? Welcome to season 14 of the ATBA. I'm here with Bud.
Yo.
And the man himself, Wrenn.
Yo.
And for those who don't know, I am Fly. Real quick, I do want to apologize about the videos last season. Life started lifing and I just wasn't able to record or get the videos out. But new season, you know, we'll try to be a little bit better about that. Yeah, new season, new us. Shout out to Shu, our champion for last season. Shu went insane. I think they battled Aster for the championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that battle is found on the Discord, or you can go check out one of their YouTubes. Go peep that. This season is looking good. Actually, we have 14. We have 14 trainers this season. You already know how we do things. Snake draft 210 points. We had 32 points for Terra captains this season. And who was first to draft?
That'd be Rio.
Rio. Okay. Rio and the Jalisco Haluchas. Round 1, first pick. They got Gouging Fire.
The Broken.
Arguably, a lot of people think might be the best Pokemon in the format.
Possibly. Definitely.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Definitely a top 5. Definitely a top 5. I mean, what else can you really say about Gouging Fire? He hits hard, hits fast. He's on the field. You're gonna have a bad day, you know.
And I probably should say like it's a top. It's like one of the best Pokemon that's like normally available, because like obviously we added some stuff this season to the draft table that like might normally be banned in a lot of other leagues as well. So Gouging Fire is like normally available in leagues and is like really freaking good. So
yeah, someone who's battled against it is very good. It's bulky enough to where you can't just one-shot it, and yeah, it just hits too hard, man. It hits really hard with Heat Crash, especially in the sun. So
oh man, yeah.
Scary Pokemon.
Rio also ended up drafting Springtail, Torkoal, Bastiodon, Hisuian Avalugg, Walking Wake, Slitherwing, Venusaur, Sandy Shocks, and Brute Bonnet. This is the most prehistoric looking team I have seen to this day.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the theme. Was like he's just going to draft all the photosynthesis stuff so that way he can just sun boost everything and anything he ever feels like, you know. And I mean, he has it set up, you know, like, and then like Venusaur is like the only like big pick that he has that isn't, you know, prehistoric, but it has chlorophyll. So I
mean, that's looking like a dinosaur to me. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, dinosaur toad out there. Yeah, it looked good. It looked crazy. I mean, just the first 2 picks alone is kind of nice. You know, Gouging Fire, Walking Wake was a great opening.
Yeah,
in my eyes. So you know, like you have that going. Then you know you round out getting Torkoal, like those 3 together. You kind of already got a nice little threatening core there. Walking Wake is one of the few water types that is not bothered by sunlight in the slightest. So you just get to go crazy. I don't want to take any kind of thing from Gouging Fire in the sun. Yeah, like it's going to get the photosynthesis boost and then the fire attacks. Like,
yeah,
it sounds really awful. And I don't want to face it. Not me. He did choose for the Terras, Bastiodon with Steel fighting and Ghost, Avalugg with Rock fighting and Flying, and Brute Bonnet with Dark Fire and Fairy. Well, go ahead, Rin. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say that the only thing about his team is that he has to bring Torkoal every week, or else the only thing he's gonna have is gonna be Gouging Fire.
To set up sun.
And yeah, to set up sun, it's gonna be very reliant on sun.
Well, Venusaur, Gouging Fire, I don't know if Screamtail does. I think Screamtail might also get it. Get like Sunny Day.
Well, Sunny Day. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he can
but it's
also
gonna
run
be
Sunny
rough.
Day on Gouging Fire if he wanted to, but
Yeah.
yeah, just like in general, I feel like Torkoal's gonna be brought every week.
Yeah, I think all the I may be wrong. I think all the like the
Paradox.
Paradox
Yeah, they
mons
do.
get like the thing that sets their ability off. So I think like all the prehistoric ones get Sunny Day, and I think all the iron ones get electric terrain. And I may be wrong, but I think that's how
I'm
it
pretty
works.
sure that's correct. Yeah.
But yeah, but manually setting it up is just like normally not the way to go. But you know, if you gotta do it without it, you know what I'm saying, then you gotta do it. If for some reason, if there's some team out there that scares Rio enough that he can't bring, 2 fires and Torkoal and gouging, then like, I want to see how that team works out, especially when he also has like Venusaur and Brute Bonnet. So like, I don't know, like what kind of ground rock team is going to come out here and really scare those two off the field, or scare those two off the team build in general. So we'll see. But I like it. It's different. We don't see anything like that. It would have been really nice to see somebody go the exact opposite route and just drafted
that'd be
nothing
funny.
but
That would have been
Iron
funny.
Mons.
Yeah.
We get Valiant, Thorns, Jugulus, just go crazy with it. Crown, Boulder. Would have been funny.
Next up on the draft is Quinn and the
Let's
Chicago Sky Attacks. Quinn ended up drafting Iron Valiant first round, and we all seen Iron Valiant go crazy before. I think Iron Valiant's been drafted every season it's been in the game.
Yep.
And I mean, there's a good reason why. Crazy speed, good variety in attacks, can set up. Hard to predict. I got hit with a D-Bond last season. I didn't even know it had D-Bond.
Yeah, because that's one thing is like it kind of follows in like the Gardevoir and Gallade thing that like both of those mons just have a lot of coverage, a lot of utility, and Valiant kind of has the same thing, and you combine that with like 130 attack, 120 special attack, 116 speed, and
Yeah.
depending on what if you just want to outspeed everything, run booster energy and run it jolly or timid, and now you're +1 speed off rip just from running it, jolly max speed or timid max speed. You're automatically going to be +1 in that. And then if you wanted to have the attack because your speed is already good based off of what you're facing, then you just run adamant or you run modest. It just hits hard. It has good coverage it has good moves for both its stab types on both sides of it, whether you're talking about physical or special. And it's just really good.
The solid Pokemon all around. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it just, it does one thing. It comes in, it hits hard. Unfortunately, it is a bit frail.
it is.
Yeah.
So it is somewhat easy to deal with in terms of if you've got priority, especially if you got special priority, it makes it a lot easier to deal with. But yeah, I mean, this thing, the thing you mostly got to worry about is this thing setting up. It
Yeah.
comes in.
Yeah.
If it has the booster, it can easily boost the
Swords
speed, and then
Dance.
Swords Dance are
Calm Mind or
Calm Mind, and then you're pretty much at a very big disadvantage. And the whole thing about this Pokemon is it's a guessing game. It's a guessing game of
it really is.
which
It
side
truly
you
is a
have to deal
guessing
with.
game. It truly is a guessing
Yeah,
game.
you have to pay attention so much to like any information it gives you. All right, like sometimes like it not being booster energy, it could be worse because like at least booster energy tells you, all right, he like, hey, is he max speed invested? If you see the
Yeah.
speed go up, is he max speed invested? If you see anything else go, okay, he's max attack invested, so maybe I can outspeed him here, or he's max special attack invested. So now I know this type of move is coming, but he can still also bring coverage for this type, on the physical side, or he could bring this coverage for this type on the special side, even though he got the attack boost on it. Like there's just so much you gotta prep yourself for, and it's just like, man, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. I faced this week 1, by the way. This is great.
Yeah, fun with
But
that.
yeah, like that thing is it's just so much coverage on both sides of its attacks. The speed, it's you got to have good revenge killing options to come in and just like get rid of this thing and just get rid of it as soon as you can. Because
Yeah, we haven't even talked about anything else on this team. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second
They-
pick was Gliscor, but finished out the team with Arcaludon, Azelf, Serena, which is one of his terras, Grass, Fire, Ice, Muck, Poison, Water, Ghost terras, Hisuian Zoroark, the Boss Stiff, who's one of the terras, the third terra, Dark, Fairy, and Ghost, Arcanine, Hisuian, and then Rotom.
Just neutral regular Rotom.
Yes.
Regular Rotom, nothing else. Which I mean, I like the combination. I like the essentially like the top 5 here: the Iron Valiant, Arcaludon, Azelf, Gliscor, Hisuian, Zoroark. I like that full combination. Zoroark to help with, taking the ghost and the fighting type moves for Azelf and Arcaludon. Valiant to take the dark moves for Zoroark and Azelf.
Yeah, he does have some really good synergy here, actually.
It's a lot of really good coverage. It got Arcaludon and Zoroark to take the poison moves for Valiant. There's a lot going on. Gliscor and Azelf to take ground moves for Arcaludon.
It's good synergy. Good
The
synergy.
rest of it, and it's just like a good balance of like Gliscor stick, Arcaludon stick. So you're gonna have that. You're gonna also have Maboss and Arcanine in the back, and those are
actually some hard hitters too,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, like they're strong too. Like they're strong too, but like there's intimidate
Double
there. So
intimidates,
like
yeah.
there's options there to kind of nerf some of the physical attackers. It's just, and then like you can't even really play around too much with like fighting types, because it's just like, even if you could potentially wall break with something like Arcaludon's stamina, you can't play around with that because too many little chips. If you don't get it out the way, then even your strongest like physical attacker can't like close combat that and get that out the way. And after like an intimidate or something like that, like it's tough. It's tough to deal with.
Yeah, good synergy on the team for sure. Next is our last season champion, Shu, with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and Shu's first mon is Tinglu. I mean, I haven't dealt with too many Tinglus in draft, but I've dealt with a few Tinglus in VGC, and that's a thick boy. I'm pretty sure we don't allow Oko moves, right?
No.
Of course, we don't have to look out for fishing for fissures, but still, nonetheless,
the VGC brain rot got you.
it's gotten me. Shu has decided they're going to nerf themselves for this season, give themselves a little challenge this season, and draft a mono dark team. Shu's team consists of Tinglu, Mandibuzz, Grimmsnarl, Houndoom as a Terra Captain Dark Grass Fighting, Alolan Persian as a Terra Captain Dark Steel Ghost, Alolan Muck, Wochian as a Terra Captain Dark Fairy Poison, Weavile, Zarude, and Greninja. Even though this team is solid dark, it somehow looks good. I don't know how he got away with this. I mean, he's last season's champ for a reason. I don't want to face some of these mons. I'm not looking forward to see the Wochian shenanigans. I'm not looking forward to see, Hypnosis, Nasty Plot, Alolan Persian sweep me for whatever reason. I don't think. Oh, does Mandibuzz still get default?
It does, yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
I think that's its only form of removal on the team, which isn't necessarily bad considering how tanky Mandibuzz is. It's going to be hard to get rid of the thing.
Yeah,
Really,
gonna be tough.
really fast Mons on the team. I think he had some of the fastest Mons in the game. Greninja's in there, Weavile's in there.
I mean, those are two that
Persian
are really high
also.
up. Yeah,
Persian, I think Persian's really fast too.
that's 115.
Yeah.
Version.
I think
Weavile's what 125.
Yeah,
Just
I think-
121 or something.
Like
Like that.
122, 123, something like that. Houndoom is pretty fast, I believe.
Houndoom's like 105, I think.
95.
95.
95?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Still, I mean, he
That's
somehow
still good enough.
he somehow pulled a solid team out, nerfing himself.
Still going on. Yeah, I think this is just good that like dark types have gotten a decent combination of secondary typings
Yeah,
to kind of help themselves along the way.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like them getting like a Alolan Muck, you know what I'm saying, and
Grimmsnarl.
Quillfish, Grimmsnarl, stuff like that, like stuff that like helps them take care, like because like Grimmsnarl makes it to where okay, this is at least a neutral fighting attack.
Yeah,
You know, and you got like he doesn't have one on his team, but like the steel darks, you know what I'm saying, like make it so that the fairy attacks are only neutral.
yeah,
Muck, the Alolan Muck makes it so fairy attacks are only neutral. So like you got little things like that, but then you also still have like, he has his fire, water, grass cores. You know, like he
Yeah.
still has some of that stuff in there. He has his ground immunities. He has his electric immunity. You know, like he has a lot of these things
he
in there.
drafted a solid team for it to be mono dark.
Zev could never steal. You know what I'm saying? Like
Zev could never do mono still. Season 15.
like,
Bring it here,
what?
Zev. Bring it here.
I'm actually surprised, and I know it's part of the theme as well for him. I think he purposely chose the Terras to all still have like dark as a Terra, but I'm still like surprised that like
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like he could have easily
like
took
Houndoom
Houndoom.
doesn't have fire.
Yeah, he could
You know what I'm
easily take
saying?
Houndoom with Terrifier. Yeah,
yeah, like
Hmm.
just to be like okay, like
to
a
get rid
fighting
of that.
type will not
Yeah.
be super effective on me, you know, at
Interesting.
all. You know, like, and I still keep, and I still get to boost my stab. You know, like that's I would have went with
Yeah.
something like that, but
Like Wilchin would have been Terra Grass for sure.
yeah. Grass, fairy, poison. That's what I would have went for that. Houndoom, fairy, grass fighting, but yeah, a solid team, even if it's for me teaming. I just want to see how he does with it.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how the team plays out.
I'm glad I don't face it,
Yeah,
just
my
so I
week
wouldn't be the
one.
person who's
Yeah.
like, like, oh, you got 6 sold by the mean team.
Yay, my
You know
week
what I'm saying?
one. Yay.
He walled you with Tingaloo and Mandibuzz and then swept you with Greninja. Yay! Like, I'm glad that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Next on our list is the LA Pyro Balls, coached by Rast, I
Rast.
believe. Rast ended up drafting Dragapult round 1, another amazing Pokemon to pick round 1. I mean, it's Dragapult, we've seen him put in work every season. One of, if not the fastest Pokemon in our league. Hits like a truck.
Yeah, I think the fastest is
we allowed Deoxys Speed too, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Deoxys Speed might have it.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Sheesh. Oh no, Regieleki's still in there.
Regieleki's still faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we talking? 200.
200?
I forgot. Yeah, Regieleki still has that.
So still one of the fastest Pokemon in our league for sure. Hits like a truck. Immunity, strong typing in Dragon, sash breaking, laugh at light screens, No intimidates, utility with its own light screens or burn you, or I think it even gets T-Wave, I could be wrong. U-turn on it. It's Dragapult. It's been cooking since he's been put in the game. Just solid.
Yeah. Overall, great Pokemon. He paired it with his second pick being Meowscarada. So 2 back-to-back, very fast, very versatile, offensive threats, but also both of them have utility as well. So, 1 week one could be utility, one could be more like offensive, and next week the other one could, they just switch spots, or both can, there's a lot of options there. Both weak to some ice and some fairy, but they'll figure that part out. They'll figure that out. Finish out the draft with Jirachi, Galarian Weezing, Alomomola, I hate that Pokemon, Avalugg, which is one of the Terras, Ice Fairy and Ghost, the Powdon, Kilowattrel, another Terra, Electric, Ground, and Ice, and then Masquerain, or Halucha, and then Masquerain, which Masquerain is a Terra as well, Flying, Ground, and Water. I hate Alomomola. I hate Alomomola. Galarian Weezing is solid here. Jirachi and Galarian Weezing as a combination to pair with Dragapult and Meowscarada. Actually, yeah, that top 5 is kind of nice, Yeah. Jirachi, Dragapult, Galarian Weezing, Alomomola, and Meowscarada. Like that's a lot to deal with.
It is a lot to deal with. They have a decent amount of tank and recovery as well.
Hippowdon,
recover,
like that. Even Kilowattrel and
Roost,
and stuff. Avalugg gets recovered. Like there's recovery here. Jirachi can wish
and
up
pass,
some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and 100 base HP is always decent.
And this team I feel like this team is very sneaky as well. There are big threats like Dragapult on this team, and then you don't prep for the Quiver Dance Masquerain.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah. That'll be a frustrating loss. You just get QD'd on and air slash swept by Masquerain, and then there's just the possibility that like Kilowattrel will just paras like half your team, and then Masquerain and Jirachi just like flinch your team to death.
Oh yeah, there's also the flinching. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Serene Grace coming through.
That's something that could happen here as well. Yeah, he probably won't do that because he's not me. Because I would lean into that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just those are actually, you got sticky webs. You can just literally set up Masquerain sticky webs and just go to Jirachi flinch and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of cheese available here. A lot of cheese available here, and I like it, but I hate it. But I like it.
Yeah, the Hippowdon pick still kind of surprised me, just because it's Hippowdon and it's not really sand here.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I feel like
outside of rocks and slack off, I don't really know what its purpose is going to be. Obviously, I don't know what the vision is because I'm not RAS, but it does seem kind of out of place. You know what I mean?
It does.
Just a little bit.
I feel like I'm not looking at points, but I feel like a Rhydon would have accomplished. It might not have the recovery, but it feels like Hippowdon is missing out its ability to use any of its abilities.
Yeah, probably could have gone something. I mean, there was also probably a chance of like maybe instead of Jirachi you go what was the Sandrush Pokemon? Yo, my brain just farted. Escadrille or something like that, but like I don't know. Yeah, there should have been some kind of Sandrush here. Maybe even go something low tier Sandrush, or lower Sandrush, I should say, like Houndstone in this situation. But then you also you already have a Ghost type, so like maybe that's why too. I don't know.
It just, I agree with Wrenn. It does feel a little out of place, but we're not the trainer. The trainer has a vision, and
we gotta let the vision cook. See what happens.
You never know what's going on behind the minds of an ATBA trainer.
Could be the MVP or help lead to
Yeah.
something on this team being the MVP. Maybe you just want it for a little bit of chip
I think
damage.
the chip while Jirachi is sitting out there, you know, who knows?
Yeah, the sand chip with like having a Lomomola and Galarian Wheezing, like, you know, just adding into some of that chip damage and stuff like that. Like maybe that's enough. So and then you can come in and have Dragapult, you know, set up a D-Dance and sweep. You know, Meowscarada just come in, protein and kill things. You know, like you got a lot of speedy threats here.
Chip
you know,
is
like,
chip.
We didn't even look into like Halucha is a good
I didn't even want to
setup.
talk about
Speedy
Halucha.
Pokemon. Kilowattle's super fast as well. Meowscarada super fast. Like you have some of the, you know, like
The unburdened white herb Halucha.
Yeah,
is always a threat.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So there's a lot of possibilities, and maybe, like you said, maybe Stealth Rock slack off Whirlwind and EQ, or you know what I'm saying, is all you really kind of need on it at this point, and then you'll figure the rest out as you go and cook up. But
True.
as long as it's not against me, I don't care.
Next is the Riceland Ferrets, coached by Triple,
Triple Deluxer.
and they drafted the one and only Garchomp, first round pick. We've all played, you know, Diamond and Pearl. We've all been there. Garchomp, have fun, you know. That's a Garchomp. It's a little easier to handle now with, you know, the introduction to fairies in the game. You know, some Pokemon get some coverage for Mr. Garchomp here, but at the end of the day, it's Garchomp. He's gonna OHKO something. That choice band EQ is gonna hit you, and it's gonna OHKO something. I'm sorry. I think even we might, maybe, possibly, I'm gonna call it now, see a special Garchomp, a little Fire Blast Garchomp or something like that. Who knows?
It's Triple, so
it always happens.
Most likely we'll see some crazy stuff. Triple also really digs deep into his bag for a lot of
in
fun
his
sets,
bag,
so.
for sure.
Yeah,
Tons of
like
shenanigans from
that.
Triple at all times.
Which is why I'm kind of glad for his second pick. He chose Terapagos.
Yeah,
because like that was something I was looking at drafting, not even just this season, but last season as well. It's like it's something I just want to see it in action. I haven't really seen it in action, so like, you know, and like on paper, it looks like it's mixed reviews for it to me. You know, like it looks like there's a lot it can do, but it also looks like it's a lot that it's missing.
yeah.
I just want to see somebody try it out, and you know, somebody who
who has the ability to cook with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I'm glad Triple picked that up. But he rounded out the team with Comfey, one of his Terramons is Fairy, Fire, and Poison. Araquanid, Terra as well, Water, Ground, and Steel. Hisuian Quillfish, Thunderous Incarnate, Skeledirge, Hisuian Lilligant, Iron Crown, and then Ferret, who is his last Terra, with Normal, Stellar, and Ghost as its three.
Our first Stellar Terra this season. I think it was Stellar last season as well.
It was.
The Ferret was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Chu had it.
Chu had it as Stellar.
Chu had a Terra Ferret. I don't want to fight this team. Half of it is just because it's Triple. And the other reason is like this team is solid. Skeledirge is an amazing Pokemon, unaware, plus the fact that you can, you know, stack your own special attack damage up and heal yourself with Slack Off. You know, also having access to Burn and Yawn, if I'm not mistaken. It's a solid Pokemon. Hisuian Quillfish with the Eviolite and the Intimidate is fairly tanky, surprisingly. With the access to spikes, I don't think we've seen a lot of spikes on anyone's roster yet.
Gliscor.
No.
Gliscor?
Gliscor, Meowscarada.
Masquerada gets spikes. You learn something new every
yeah.
day.
Masquerada gets
King Lu.
both spikes.
Okay. Hisui and Lilligant. Bud, do you have anything you want to say about Hisui and Lilligant?
Hey, look. If you can hit a hit, if you can land a hit, thing is amazing. It's so threatening. You know, one victory dance, and a game can be over. You know, like especially you take care of special threats from somebody's team. You set up a victory dance. Lilligant can go crazy. But you just gotta land a hit, and it's rough because like the best thing you really want to do is like I want to run hustle, I want to click victory dance, and I want to get so much attack damage off that like this game is just over. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I couldn't hit anything. I couldn't hit anything.
Maybe
bro.
Triple will have better luck.
Just I was blind, shooting in the dark, trying to snipe at things with a sawn-off shotgun. That's what it felt like for me. But hopefully Triple's luck is a little bit better, except against me. If I don't even know if we're playing, but if you do play, hopefully it's not against me that Lilligant goes crazy, because I'm already looking at like Skeledirge and Comfey are already going to be annoying to me, and then you got speed control with Thunderous, Prankster, T-Wave and stuff.
Yeah,
maybe he lands a T-Wave too. Who knows? Like I don't know these things. Like
you don't know what that's like.
Landing hits, what? Accuracy.
Crown is also a really good threat. I feel like it's missing some diversity in its move pool. Being someone who used it last season, I feel like there could have been some extra moves, dipped into his moveset.
I kind of feel that.
Nothing crazy, but I feel like it's missing stuff. It kind of feels a little predictable, but maybe that's just me. This is Triple we're talking about. Triple, like you said, Triple is in their bag all the time, so they might put something that I didn't know I could do or it could do. But I mean, hits hard, setup, fun Pokemon
I
to
wish
use.
it was I wish like the speed tier was just a little different. Like if Crown swapped its special defense with its speed, I think its speed is 98 and its special defense is 108.
Yeah,
this Pokemon is in a different spot.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
for sure.
But like being at 98 means like you might not outspeed a lot of things in some of these matches, so you might end up having to bring Scarf or something like that.
And it's weird too, because like you can get its booster to complement its speed, but you have to sacrifice so much special attack.
Yeah. And then at that point, it's just like, dude, I don't know if I really want to do that. It's kind of rough. And then like I don't know, like I think in comparison to like Boulder, I don't think its coverage like benefits it as much. You know what I'm saying? Because like Boulder's rock and psychic, it has a good rock move, has a good psychic move to fit its attack type, but then it also has like poison jab, iron head, and earthquake. So then like those things is just like those three moves alone
hit a lot.
So much coverage for the things that it's weak against or that might come in against it. You know what I'm saying? But then like Crown just gets like air slash,
volt switch, focus blast.
Yeah, like focus miss is not moving me. You know what I'm saying? It's not moving me. I can't do it. Volt switch, Cobalion got that. You know what I'm saying? Like now Cobalion wasn't hitting for 122 special attack, but still, Cobalion got that and could do that. So it's just like I don't know. Like maybe if it was Aura Sphere instead of Sacred Sword or something like that. I didn't get Sacred Sword. Like if it had Aura Sphere on it, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that probably open it up a little bit more. So that way it could at least attack some of these dark types that might come in on it and feel like it, get it. Actually, I get to actually land a hit on one of them things, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's missing a little bit from its coverage. The speed tier isn't the greatest, but like I said, he has some speed control. So
true.
If you can T-wave some of the threats to it, or you can get some of these threats out of the way, and a calm mind on this thing, and it might be GG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes that air slash tachyon cutter and just like a side shock or something sidekick might be enough.
I think we're
Or or like even coming in on some of these fairy types and
send them on a ferry,
scaring them away. You know what I'm saying? Like it is good for that. Like it got good special defense, good HP. So a lot of these fairy types are just gonna have trouble getting it out the way. So that might really just be the role it has to lean into, so that way it can clear out space for Garchomp. You know, it and Quillfish might just take turns doing that matches. You know, like I mean, those are going to get rid of these fairy types, and Garchomp's just going to go crazy afterwards. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, y'all talking about all that. I'm thinking about this Terra Water Araquanid, to be honest.
I was going to say, Comfey is kind of also scaring me too.
Water bubble?
Comfey off rip. Comfey off rip. I said immediately. Comfey off rip was.
But yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about Terra Water bubble Araquanid. Yeah, that's true. It's gonna hurt. That liquidation, you're gonna feel that liquidation. You're gonna feel that liquidation. You resist it, that's cool. Anyway.
Right?
Yeah, the Terras here are really, really like sneakily strong. Like you don't necessarily see them on your radar at first. It might just be the rest of his team. Like I said, Garchomp and Terapagos are some crazy powerhouse hitters, heavy hitters, Skeledirge included, you know. But that Calm Mind priority boosted healing from Comfey, or like you said, the Water Bubble Terra Water Araquanid liquidation, it hurts. So I mean, I feel like it's just, they're just a little sneaky on the low, you know. Next on the list is Big Bud himself, the Dallas Slitherwings. Bud drafted Gholdengo round 1.
Yes, finally. I've been trying to get this thing since we started playing on this game, bro. I was trying to draft it the first season we played on this game. I was trying to draft it last season.
It's finally your turn.
And it's finally my. So, and also, what irritated me is right. So the first season, we got onto Scarlet and Violet. I drafted Great Tusk, and I was like, all right, my next pick is gonna be Gholdengo. It got sniped. Plan went to crap. I missed playoffs. Cool, right? Then last season, Shu drafts Great Tusk, Gholdengo, it's Hydreigon.
That's just your lineup. That's your lineup.
It was literally the exact top of his core was exactly what I wanted to do the first time around that I got sniped out of, and he got all of that, and then won. Now I didn't go Great Tusk this time, but going Gholdengo and then getting Rapid Strike Urshifu, I think is a solid, a solid fallback there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't even expect Urshifu to really last that long, and I had no plans of actually drafting it. I wasn't really sure I knew what like my 3rd and 4th round picks were going to be, but I wasn't sure what was the main other big hitter that I was going to add to it. So I wasn't really planning on Urshifu. But once it was there, when I got to my 2nd pick, I felt like I had to take it. Like I thought it was just too good for me to pass up on.
Yeah.
And it still worked really well with Gholdengo. Like fighting to cover the dark type moves, the water to cover the fire type moves. So like everything just kind of lined up perfectly. Gholdengo covers the fairy, the psychic, the flying for him. The grass types. So like it works. The synergy works. And then I paired them with Rotom Heat, Hydreigon, and Glamora, and then Florges, Tornadus, Incarnate, Cyclizar, Sceptile, Chimecho, and just kind of, I think the team rounded out pretty well. I went with the Cyclizar as one of my Terras, Normal, Fairy, and Ground, Sceptile, Grass, Water, and Flying, and then Chimecho was Psychic, Fairy, and Electric. But yeah, I'm just so glad I found Glamora was also something I wanted to. So, got a little ground weakness, but that's why we throw in Hydreigon and Rotom Heat. Just for that good old levitating. Since there's not a lot of like mold breakers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We ain't got the teravolt, Zekroms and stuff like that to worry about. We don't got a lot of mold breakers running around, Haxorus and stuff like that. So those two are a little
Excadrill.
Yeah.
Excadrill's like, yeah.
Yeah, he
Like,
didn't make it either.
Those are the only ones that like would have normally threatened this. So I'm actually in a solid spot there. My speed tiers aren't the greatest. Or
I don't think
I
your
do have
speed tiers are
Cyclozar,
bad.
Sceptile, and Tornadus, but maybe I might need to switch that up a little bit, get something a little faster, but not sharing so many common weaknesses for those three. But yeah, I'm just glad I got this going, man. I'm ready to just try to cheese some stuff with Goldango and just make it rain all over the place. And man,
I'm not gonna hold you.
man.
I do like this team more than your team last season.
Look, I just need I need to stop drafting weather. It always looks fun, and then I get it into the game and I get pooped on repetitively, and it's not fun. It's not fun to have to be pooped on so repeatedly and drastically. So I just need to stop drafting weather.
Game to play this
Get
season.
back to like my core of things.
The
of
Haxing.
well, okay. So my secondary core things, because Haxing is usually up there, but my core of things of just drafting like versatile mons that like are like slightly bulky attackers. Things
Gotcha.
that like
I got you.
aren't always gonna die in one hit, but they may not get 2 hits off type of thing.
I got
know what I'm
you.
saying? But that one hit might do a lot. So that's where we at with like Goldango. Like Goldango's a big hitter that's like still kind of bulky.
Yeah, I got you.
Urshifu's kind of bulky too. You know what I'm saying? Can be kind of bulky. Rotom Heat bulky. Hydreigon can be bulky.
Florges is
Flora can
there,
be bulky.
yeah.
Florges is bulky. So like they're bulky, but they can hit. You know, and if I need them to, they can hit.
I got you. I got you.
And so like it allows me to play. The way I like to play is like if I because I have such bad luck with the super strong moves that have like the lower accuracy.
Mhm.
I typically have to run the things that are like weaker. So like I can't run Fire Blast because I'll never land it. But I can run Flamethrower. You know what I'm saying? So like I need to be able to get off a couple of these sometimes. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you.
So let me run that. You know what I'm saying? So like I might not be able to go. I might not always go full speed and attack because I need to live a little bit more so I can get 2 of these off. So that's how I usually like. That's usually what works for me to go. So I'm hoping to see what happens here. Push come to shove, since this is like the best team I've had in seasons. And usually the one thing that I have when I have a good team that sets me over the top to give me the luck by giving me the worst Pokemon available is that I put a Charizard on my team and I have success. So push come to shove, if I go grab a Charizard, you guys know why. It's just that I need these the Pokemon gods to be like, all right, he put Charizard on his team. We know he hates it, so we gotta give him a couple of wins.
Charizard's gonna end up being kill leader.
You know what I'm saying? So if you see a Zard slide on my team, don't ask questions. Just let it go. Let it go.
I'm gonna screenshot it, post it on Twitter.
Yeah. But I'm happy for it. I'm loving this team. I love Hydreigon, so like that's even with like Goldango in there, I still like the I'm allowed to get to play with Hydreigon again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just love it. Rotom Heat was fun the other season too, so just those two alone is like they're like home for me.
Gotcha.
That combination is like home for me. They just that levitating combo is great, and then I even got Chimecho as a little extra little levitating.
I love the
there, too, you know what I'm
Chimecho.
saying?
I love the
So,
Chimecho. I
like,
drafted
it's just-
Chimecho like 7 seasons ago, and
Man, it's just a little fun little guy there, just to do some silly stuff. You know?
the
And then
Terra
the
Electric
Terra options on it
Levitate is
too,
cool.
so it's just
yeah.
like I almost threw. I went with Fairy just because of like
No, Fairy's a good defensive.
I got covered
core.
the dark
It's a
type
good
stuff, but
defensive
I almost wanted
Terra.
to do poison just to be like, yeah, let me do some. Let me
Oh,
do some
okay,
of these
okay,
things, just
okay,
to add
okay.
more things that are like supposed
You
to be
could've,
weak to
you
ground
could've.
and just play into it, like
Yeah.
just troll into it a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I like it. I like it. I like it.
I'm happy with.
I mean,
the
you got
team.
Goldango. That's all you need.
That really,
Yeah,
really.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Next on the list is Aster, and Virtual Battlers. They drafted Latios round 1 for their first pick, and there's some powerful dragons getting picked up round 1. Latios, that's Latios, you know. I feel like some of these mods just don't need an explanation.
Yeah, Latios is great. Actually, wait, did they draft No, I think they drafted. I think they drafted Treads first.
Oh, it's Treads their
Yeah,
first
they
picks?
went treads first.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Okay.
forgot about that. Yeah, that's like they're the only person I think that
Went down to gold for their.
that didn't do top tier for round 1.
That
I
worries
believe.
me. It's like they know something I don't.
Well, look, it should worry you because like we're so used to Treads looking terrible because of the trainer that it was used by. But then, now an actual trainer.
An actual trainer has got his hand on it.
Like
This
we
team
we literally got to erase everything we thought we knew about Treads
right.
and how we could beat it.
We got to
throw it out
relearn
your mind.
Treads.
Yeah,
This is a solid
this is a
team.
new Pokemon. This is a
This is new DLC.
It's a brand new Pokemon. Yeah, this is DLC.
DLC
bro.
just dropped.
This might as well have been Petrarunt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gotta be. It's something new. This is something.
Aster ended up drafting Latios, Iron Treads, Umbreon as a Terra Captain, Dark Poison Fairy, Tinkaton, Swalot as a Terra Captain, Poison Fighting Ghost, Cinderace, Low Kicks, D-Knight, Wellspring, Ogerpon, and my boy, my homie, Red Ice. Shout out to the Red Ice as a Terra Captain. Ice, Electric, Ground. This team looks fun. It looks fun to use.
It does.
I could see the synergy there where they were going with this. Some heavy.
Yeah, Aster wasn't playing around. They put together a really frightening team.
Heavy hitters.
To be honest, with you, a lot of heavy hitters on this team.
I am not excited to have to deal with like Latios and Treads probably will be enough, but then you got this Umbreon sitting in the back, and then the moment you're fucking bro, and Dragonite just comes in and you're just like at least it's not Terra.
Oh my god,
like,
if it was Terra.
We took away the Terra stuff, bro. But
still, at the end of the day,
I'm so glad we didn't have the choice.
Even if it doesn't need to be, it doesn't even really need to be.
It doesn't.
Terra
choice
normal.
band E-Speed is going to hit.
It's still going to hit hard.
And just the setup options in general, like Cinderace is, I think, still one of the very slept on Pokemon.
Yeah.
Around here, like Cinderace is good.
Great moves
Good.
on Cinderace. Able to get out with U-turn. Has priority in Sucker Punch, even though it definitely doesn't need it with its base 124 speed or something like that. Pyro Ball to remove you off the face of the earth. It's set up with Bulk Up, I believe. It gets Court Change, to mess with your hazards that you worked so hard to get on the field. It's a good mod. It's essentially another Terra Captain without, having to Terra. Switches its own type up whenever it wants to. One mon that I'm going to be looking out for is this Ogerpon. I believe
first one drafted
this season, or this
not
this
even
league,
drafted,
just in general.
Yeah.
It's the second. It's the second.
Oh,
because I was the first.
Orders. They picked it up on the way up. Ren got it on the way down, I think, or the other way around. Either way.
Earlier in the draft,
yeah.
But I think this one has Water Absorb, if I'm not mistaken. I'm afraid of catching Swords Dance, Ivy Cudgels.
I'm actually just surprised you remembered the secondary part of its name. Because
VGC,
I remember
it's top 20
fair.
VGC right now.
Fair enough. Because for the fire one, I was like, I remember it's Hearth. That's it. Hearth Flame. I had to look up what the rest of it was, but yeah.
Good sustain with Horn Leech, and it has one of the better protective moves in Spiky Shield. Hits hard.
I'm looking to like Ren said, we got two of them in the league right now.
They're both scary. I don't want to see
I
either
think
one
in
of them.
general it's a potentially scary mon for all four forms.
It is.
They all do they all provide something very different,
Yep.
and I'm just like I'm really waiting to see what we get, because like I mean for the Wellspring we don't see that typing really on anything besides what Ludicolo.
Yeah,
so then
and
like to have it on something that isn't weather reliant
yeah.
is like really amazing.
Yeah, and it's
So
it's got base 110 speed, so it's pretty decent in speed. The only thing that really holds Ogerpon back in general is that it can't hold an item.
Yes.
So you're limited on what set you can run in terms of
Yeah.
speed. So you need speed control.
Yeah, definitely need speed control.
Somewhat.
I think they have a little. I can't remember everybody off the top of my head, but I know D-Knight gets T-Wave. I think Tinkaton gets T-Wave.
Tinkaton definitely.
I believe Treads gets T-Wave. He has a little there for sure. I'm interested to see what he does with, or what they do with Regice, because that's the boy. But I think Amon that is like really like low key sneaking by everybody is low kicks. Just that stab sucker punch from low kicks, it's gonna be able to revenge kill a lot of things. It's gonna be able to do a good 40% at least to a lot of stuff it swaps into. It's fast. It gets knockoff now, I believe.
It does.
So I mean, man,
yeah,
definitely something.
So basically, all they gotta do is run first impression, U-turn, knockoff,
Yeah.
and sucker punch,
And
and
it's
they're
like,
good.
good luck.
That's really all they need.
Good luck. With the tinted lens as well, so it's like, I mean, do you resist really? Do you? So solid team from Aster as always. Next on the list is Fargo Force, coached by Roggen Boggin themselves.
I never, like when I'm reading the name, I
Mhm.
always just say Rog, but if I'm saying it, it's Roggenboggin.
It's Roggenboggin.
It's got
Yep.
Roggenboggin.
First round pick. The
Yeah,
Ghost
one of the
Horse.
newly added things to our draft table, Spectriate.
Yeah, this is the first season that it's been available, I believe.
It is indeed.
And even though it's not rocking Calyrex on its back, it's still a tough mon to deal with. Crazy special attack, decent speed, amazing move pool, or not amazing, but its move itself just hits so hard.
So it doesn't have a great move pool. Actually, it has one
Yeah.
of the worst move pools in the game.
Like
but
I said,
it doesn't.
that
But the thing is,
move?
it doesn't need anything. All it needs to do is to come in and click Shadow Ball, or
yeah.
Dark Pulse, or whatever the case may be, and you're doing loads of damage. So that's all it really needs. I mean, it doesn't need a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's why you're thinking about the rider.
Does it not get the
forms
move?
It doesn't get that move unless it's only
Oh.
in rider form.
Got you.
So
got
in
you,
this,
got
it's
you.
basically Shadow Ball,
Okay.
Draining Kiss.
Sorry, like you said,
Dark
that
Pulse.
VGC Brain Rock gets to you.
Yeah. But I mean, like remember saying, like you just come in and click Shadow, like mostly like Shadow Ghost type in general is just one of those things that's always good on for a speedy revenge Pokemon, because Ghost type isn't resisted by a lot of things. It's literally just dark
base
and normal that can
145
take
special attack. Whew.
there's only dark and normal that can take Ghost moves, and like you said, 145 base special attack, 130 speed. Like, not a lot is outspeeding this thing. Not a lot is living a neutral hit from this thing. So like, even if you wanted to, like, you just come in, and then because of its ability, like, if it gets a pick on something, and you don't have I could, you can be silly and be like, all right, just to make sure that nothing outspeeds me, I'm gonna choice Scarf Spectriate, right? And then all I need is one kill, and that's a special attack boost.
Yeah.
So now I'm +1/+1 essentially with the Scarf and the Grimnay boost. And if nothing resists my my Shadow Ball, I might just win off that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could be turn 2. I could literally send out a frail Pokemon, and your answer to it might also be one of your few answers for Spectrier. And if I get chip damage onto that, and then Spectrier can come in and hit that with that Shadow Ball and take it out, that could be the end of your team. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
The thing is, you have to win the 50-50 on Spectre because if you don't, you lose. Because obviously, like
you're probably not taking 2, even on something that's resisting it in a lot of cases.
yes,
You know what I'm
and you
saying?
gotta
Like,
hope that you can get it to force out, but you also need to hit whatever's coming in.
yeah.
So you have to win the 50-50. You can't. If you lose that 50-50, the game is over. Because once it gets 2 boosts, you're not catching
Once it
up.
hits 2 boosts, that's goodbye. GG.
It's GG for
GG.
sure. For sure. For sure.
It was fun while it lasted. You know.
You better be AV dark type, bro. Like it's
Well, even then, it's got Draining Kiss, so you have to
Yeah.
like the only thing that keeps this Pokemon from being super busted. I mean, it's busted, but to keep it from super busted is that its defenses aren't that great.
Yeah.
It's only got
Oh, yeah.
60 defense, so if you hit it with a Sucker Punch, you're most likely
you're probably gonna
kill
kill it. Yeah.
it. Which Sucker Punch is widely available, right?
Yeah.
But
So
if you that, but then it also becomes a 50-50 with that, because like,
exactly.
all right, so on what do I have Sucker Punch on? Now, if I'm also running Sucker Punch, do I have a non reliant on Spectrier attacking dark move? Because if I click Sucker Punch and he clicks Nasty Plot,
Oh,
you know what I'm
dang.
saying?
Yeah.
Or he clicks Calm Mind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what do we do here?
You,
Or I click Sucker Punch and he clicks Disable.
You close your switch. That's the.
You know what I'm saying? Because like if
Yeah.
I click Sucker Punch and he clicks Disable, like I think that still works even if the move failed. But it's just like
Yeah.
that's you kind of just are
Out of luck.
kind of out of luck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to hope it's not Scarfed. You gotta be Scarfed and you gotta outspeed. Thing is, that's only one thing on his team. He's got Quaquaval, and that's probably the best Pokemon in the entire format.
Honestly.
Which is scary because
Yeah, Quaquaval is super strong too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like both of these. So it's essentially it's like, okay, I gotta pick up a kill and boost my special attack Pokemon, and I gotta pick up a kill and boost my physical attack Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like an Aqua Step into a Moxie boost. Like
Yeah. That's all it takes. That's all
have
it
fun.
takes. That's all it takes.
have fun, guys. Like y'all tried to play the game, and then
Yeah.
you throw in silly stuff like Incineroar, you know, which is one of the greatest support Pokemon of all time.
Yeah.
Whimsicott, you know what I'm saying? Like
right there with them.
the
yeah.
BGC aspects of this team is still crazy. Like
Yeah.
he could literally just take
He
this
could
team
take this
and
to
go put it in
BGC.
BGC.
Honestly.
and beat people down. You know, like it's it's literally that great. Like it's just and even stupid Family Mouse over there,
Yeah.
I hate.
Their
You know
whole
what I'm saying?
team
Like-
consists of Spectre, Quaquaval, Cloudsire, Articuno, Galarian Articuno, I'm sorry, with Terra, Flying, Fighting Steel, Whimsicott, Raging Bolt, Scizor, Ensign, Mousehold, who is Terra Normal Ghost Ground, and Cloth, who is Terra Rock Grass Fairy. Yeah, this, like you said, this team, if you wanted to, you could drop it in VGC right now, and it could do some numbers. I'm not gonna hold you. It could do some numbers.
Do work just off of Incineroar and Whimsicott alone.
Yeah,
You're probably gonna do some numbers. You know what I'm saying? But then you throw in like Raging Bolt
yeah.
and Spectrier, like
Yeah, that I can see that being in VGC 100%. Like you said, this team it's solid all around. This team is solid all around. Great coverage, great synergy. You know,
it's just good.
have fun.
That's good.
You know, picking up a kill and then losing the game. Simple as that. You oh, did you have to sack something? Dang, that's your game. Crazy.
like imagine like your team is like, all right, okay, I got good answers for Quaquaval. I got a couple. I got like 2 answers on my team for Spectrier. I gotta hold those off. But man, this Incineroar is tough. And then you get into the match and like you take some chip trying to get rid of Incineroar because it's just like parting shotting and intimidating and U-turning all over your team. And then you're like, wow, I finally get Incineroar out of here. And then Quaquaval drops and it's just like, oh, you know what? The thing that was the check this took one hit. You know what I'm saying? So
that
now
choice
it gets
band
stepped
Aqua
on.
Step, that choice band Aqua Step just ruined my whole team. Thanks.
Now it gets stepped on, and then now I'm just getting swept. So GG. You know?
The craziest part about this team is it gets hard countered by Shu's mono dark type team.
That's wild.
Hilarious.
That's wild.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's gonna be it.
This season's gonna be fun. This season's gonna be fun.
There's a lot of really well built teams this season.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
the
of
whole.
well
That was
built,
kind of the whole point.
speaking of well built, next on the list is the Alto Mare Slush Rush, coast by the one and only Ink Zev, aka Zev.
I want to preface this by saying this is the best team he's ever.
This
drafted.
is the best team Zev has ever drafted.
And it's still bad. That's the crazy part.
And then you know what, like maybe a few seasons ago,
A few seasons ago, this team would have cooked.
Yeah,
Like if this was like
because like he only kind of really he you know, it got weaker towards the end because he started trying to do some of his normal zeving it up,
Zev shenanigans.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like before that, like he was there's some things there. He led off with his first pick of Zamazenta.
Zamazenta was first round pick for Zev, which
you know,
we were surprised.
One of the new things we added into being
we were surprised
drafted.
he picked it up, but you know, good on him. It's
very good.
It's Zamazenta. You guys know it hit the field or it hit the game. Sword and Shield,
defense boost.
Yeah, so it hit Sword and Shield along with Zaishin, and it kind of just ruined the meta for everybody. Both of those dogs were just terrifying to see on the field.
Annoying. Just very, very annoying.
And to this day, I mean, he hits like a truck, but like you said, with its ability, you turn around and click Iron Defense, and now you're body pressing, and now no one has any way to stop you. Zev ended up picking up Primarina, Entei, Alolan Sandslash, who is once again Terra, Ice Dragon, and Stellar. Alcremie, who is Terra, Fairy, Dark Steel, Latias, Necrozma, Shaman, Vigavolt, and Swanna as his last Terra, who is Water Flying Electric. I don't know what Zev's plan is this season. I know he picked up some mons that he holds near and dear to his heart for sure. I feel like there is too many legendaries in the game because Zev drafted a decent amount. What was that, like 4 or 5 legendaries on his team? But I mean, hey, it's like I said, it's not the worst team that he's drafted. These mons individually, some of them individually looked at are just really good mons. You know, everyone's had to deal with a choice band Entei. You know, Primarina and the liquid voice, you know, is nothing to laugh at the end of the day. Latias is a Latias, you know. I don't have too much to say.
Yeah.
I don't have too much to say about Shaman, but you know.
The thing about this team is that he's got he does this thing where he builds a really solid core because Primarina, Zamazenta, Entei is a really solid core with Latias, but even with Shaman, but then you kind of fall off the rails when you start adding like Necrozma, and you added Alchemy, even though you already have a fairy.
Yeah,
a good
fairy.
Mid-tier.
Like Swanna is whatever because you need, like
he needed recover.
He needed removal.
And I get it. And Swanna's low key kind of good with
Swanna
Terra.
actually climbed to like OU in the very beginning of Scarlet and Violet. I believe it was.
But I do think Zev's biggest mistake here is picking Terra Sandslash again.
Yeah.
Instead of Terra Vikavolt.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Vikavolt with Terra, to me, is probably the best of any Terra in the game and that we allow.
Yeah.
In terms of just its pure what it does. It comes in, you can't hit it because you're Terra Steel, and you're levitate. So people have to respect you being fire. But then guess what? Zev has like 5 fire weaknesses. So like,
Yeah.
Like had he just not fallen into the Zev trap this time, this team would actually be solid, I think.
Yeah.
But
I think if
it's also Zev, so we gotta have this expectation of it doesn't matter what he has, he's gonna bring it the same way every week.
Yeah.
And I do expect him to bring crowned version of Zamazenta, even though that's not the one we're picking or allowing.
You hear that, Zev?
So
Zev,
yeah.
do you hear that,
So
Zev?
but like the thing is, he's gonna have to rely if he wants to win games. He's gonna have to rely on Zamazenta. To be honest,
hopefully that is his focus towards his team, is some of his heavy hitters. I know how much he loves Alolan Sandslash, and it did pick up some kills last season, but this season it definitely does not have the same amount of support it did last season.
Not even close. No.
So not quite sure how much energy he's going to put into the Sandslash. I do feel like if he swapped maybe like three or four Pokemon out, his team would be really, really good. But it's Zev, and it at the end of the day, no one wants to lose to Zev, but it's always a possibility because it's really hard to. It's that weird conundrum where like someone is so bad that they're good. That's how I feel about Zev. Like, oh, obviously he's gonna make the swap here, because why wouldn't you make the swap here? So I'm gonna, read that and click this move, but Zev didn't make the swap, so now you misplayed on the most obvious play. And that's kind of the trap that you can run into with Zev and end up losing to against Zev. I think he picked up what 1 win last season, and I can't remember if it was
Lupin.
Was it Lupin? Okay, I can't remember if it was Lupin or Bud, but it's one of them. But hey, at the end of the day, it's Zev, and I'm interested to see what kind of shenanigans he'll pull to the table, because he'll find a way to do something. Get his seasonal win, as he always does. Next on the list is a newcomer.
Newcomer, Retro Rising.
I don't remember if they've been in the league at all, or they're like, if
they're not a newcomer
or...
to league, but they are a newcomer to our league. So
got you. But yes, we have Retro Rising here, who drafted Corviknight, I believe, as their first round pick.
That was indeed. Yeah.
And I mean, Corviknight is such a great Pokemon. That is such a bulky beast. That is such a scary threat. You went for the burn, but it's body pressing you. It has some decent stats, some good utility. Mess around and get hit with this Iron Head from this bulk up Iron Head.
Yeah, Corviknight is just the best utility Pokemon in the game, I think. Defog,
Rocks, spikes.
It can live. It can stay around. It can set up on you. Like it's a really good Pokemon that just it has such a great typing, dude. Its typing is so good.
It really truly is. It's like,
especially if you build around the weaknesses that it has.
Yeah.
It's so good. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't get it, because I was trying to get it round 2, but
yeah.
It never even got to me round 1, which was surprising. But
the Skarmory that went to the gym, essentially.
Yeah, it's really good. This team is basically a Galar team that just has Chi-Yu on it.
True, true. They ended up picking up Slowbro, my boy Flygon, Jolteon, who is Terra Electric, Ice, and Fairy, Weezing, who is Terra Poison, Fire, and Fairy, Chi-Yu, Rillaboom, Mimikyu, Mienshao, and Komala, who is Terra Normal, Ghost, and Fairy. This team is solid. It's a solid team, just solid all around. I mean, Rillaboom is easily one of the top, let's say like top 30 Pokemon in metas. mad priority, mad power. You can slap an assault vest on him and he can eat some hits. Fake out grassy glide, U-turn, drain punch, knockoff. I believe he gets knockoff now. Just solid mon all the way around. Chi Yu is a powerhouse like none other. You know, you can throw specs on that boy and punch holes through teams. Whether you're clicking Fire Blast or Dark Pulse or whatever the case may be. Jolteon is one of the EVs that, or Jolteon is an EV, obviously, that got a little love this season. You know, now it has Calm Mind, has a little bit of setup with it. So Calm Mind, Terra, Ice, you know, Jolteon is a thing. That Bolt Beam coverage will go crazy. Some pressure and with a Volt Switch, and you know, accompanied by like U-turn from Rillaboom and Flygon and Mienshao and Komala, I think, and Corviknight, I think. It's a lot of Switch initiative for sure.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like, on paper this team just looks kind of generic, I'm gonna say. It doesn't have like your traditional like 2-3 heavy hitters. It's basically just gonna be Chi-Yu as its big heavy hitter, and then the rest of it is just kind of like, let's see what can do enough damage or what can set up in order to get Chi-Yu to sweep the end game. A lot of that's gonna have to do with Corviknight just wearing stuff down.
Yeah.
And being able to kind of stabilize a game, whether it's because something else is set up on the other side or whatever. But yeah, it is interesting. I do notice, looking at this team just now, that he does have Terra Fairy on every single one of his Terras, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Even with Jolteon does get Alluring Voice.
Yeah.
So it does have, it will have, it don't have to rely on Terra Blast for that. But yeah, this team is pretty solid. Like, he's got Weezing that's gonna have basically, it has poison and also has fire, which both will be levitate. So ground types really don't matter.
Yeah.
Plus you got Rillaboom.
Yeah, ground types do not matter to him at all whatsoever.
And Flygon, because Flygon also has levitate. So like bringing ground types is going to be pretty much useless against this team. And that's where Chi-Yu benefits the most, because you're going to have to rely, you can't rely on fighting moves to take it down either, because they have Mimikyu, Weezing, they have Slowbro, and Corviknight, obviously. So like they have a lot of synergy built around Chi-Yu, which is what's most scary about this team. And then, of course, like you got your. It's just a really well built team that doesn't look crazy.
Yeah.
But
you said generic earlier, and like that's not necessarily a bad thing in Draft League. It kind of just
no, it's not.
Like you got like, I know that mon is good, you know.
Yeah,
that
it's like
right
the thing. The thing is, good. Like, whenever I say generic, I mean they hit all of the cores, right? You have the water grass, fire, and then you have your Steel Dragon, Fairy. Yeah. Even though I don't really like Flygon as your main dragon, but you know, it is what it is.
and I don't really like Mimikyu as the main fairy that much either, but But like you said, they have all these things with Fairy, Terra as options as well, so it might work out.
Nice little regenerator core there too.
With Mienshao and Slowbro.
Yeah. Solid team. Can't wait to see what they do, how they handle dealing with the shenanigans that are in ATBA. Next is the one and only man himself, wRenn, in the Kansas City Spirits. wRenn, what was the first mon you drafted?
Ursaluna Blood Moon. So like I had I didn't know what I wanted to begin. I think I knew I wanted Ursaluna Blood Moon the whole time, but like it's kind of hard because it's such a low speed tier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that I really don't like about it. But it just hits so fucking hard. Sorry, that I cussed. It just hits so hard that it makes it really hard not to choose. And I think whenever me and Bud were doing the our little friendlies during the draft. I think I figured out just how good it is, but because it does have priority. People don't know that.
Yeah, it does have priority.
Yeah,
I've also learned that the hard way.
yeah,
But I faced this. So I faced this Pokemon in 2 other draft leagues recently, and I just said, you know what? I'm not
It's
gonna be
your
the one
turn.
this time. It's gonna be my turn. But yeah, Ursuluna Blood Moon, man, it's so cool. It's such a cool
mind, cool design.
It's a cool mind, yeah. And I don't have to worry about ghost types coming in on it.
Yeah.
So like that's the main thing is that I get to make sure that I'm doing damage every single time.
Yeah, I was gonna say switching in on this
move.
thing is not fun.
You actually, just with that alone, you probably have the easiest answer to Spectrier in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but yeah,
out of one Pokemon, like you probably have the easiest answer to it.
Yeah,
Like,
that is.
because they can't hit me with stab, but I can hit them. with
Yep,
stab.
you fire it back off. Yeah.
you don't even have to worry. You just click your normal type move and
Yep.
just go. Like it's
And it's like, you want to bring that steel type in to resist if you want to.
And then
Go for it.
for specifically for that matchup, the only thing that Rog would have that resists you is, he has Cloth and Sizzler, but both of them have bad special defense.
Yeah, they're not gonna like
So,
those
like-
earth powers. Yeah,
It's not even the normal.
Just-
moves.
you're right.
They're not.
true.
They're not gonna like
True.
just the basic normal moves from it. So like, it's gonna that's.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it happen. I love my Bears, so it just
Bears.
sucks that they're always so slow.
Yeah,
Like that's the only thing. Like I love the bear Pokemon. Angoro, Beartic, Beware,
they're all like under base 60
Ursaring,
speed.
Ursaluna, now Blood Moon, Komala. Like I love all those bears.
I think Komala might be the fastest one there, and it's not
It's
crazy.
like 80, I think maybe.
Yeah, it's not
Maybe.
crazy.
I mean,
Oh.
wouldn't Urshifu be a bear?
Oh, you know what? But see, okay, yes,
You're right.
yes, you're right.
No, you're right.
You
I
are
mean, it's
correct.
literally Ursa's in the name,
Yeah,
so
we
like,
we call
You're
it
right.
water bear. Yeah, you're right. 100%.
You're right. It's just that like I'm not used to like
This is the first time it's been in the league though.
Yeah,
Or,
we
or
went through its
this
whole
season.
generation without like really dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? So like my brain always just forgets that like it's a playable thing. Like
yeah,
But
true,
yeah.
true.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's available and I picked it up instantly. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just. But I'm glad. I'm glad that like the other bears there. Kamala's 65, by the way. That's
Yeah.
In comparison to other bears, that's how like how slow they normally are. That we thought Kamala was fast.
Yeah, it's
in
crazy.
a sense, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can't wait to see Ursaluna go or Blood Moon go crazy, and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Ren also picked up Metagross, Tentacruel, Flamigo, who is Terra Flying Fighting Fire, Altaria, who is Terra Dragon Fairy Steel, Ogerpon, what'd you say it was? Hearthflame?
Flame.
Earthflame, yep.
Roaring Moon, Sylveon, Iron Thorns, who is Terra Electric, Grass Ghost, and Miss Magius.
So yeah, you can't bring ghost types don't exist
Yeah.
to my team,
Yeah.
right? So Flamigo comes in, it's gonna hit something regardless. So I did
Yep.
choose his 2 stabs as Terra, mostly because it doesn't really have a lot of use outside of those 2.
Yeah.
And we're trying, and it already doesn't have like great attack. I think it's like 115.
It's not bad.
So like you have to kind of make up for the fact that it don't have tons of attack and speed.
Yeah.
But then you add if I wanted to go with some sort of like preserve set that has a roost or whatever, I can also have Terra Fire, which would keep me from being burned, which is kind of the main problem that it has.
Yeah.
Once this thing's burned, it's basically useless.
Yeah. But yeah, you said going Terrifier. Yeah.
But like the thing is, the whole point of this team, the whole theme of this team, besides the moon theme, which it was not intentional, was the fact that I wanted to try a bunch of different stuff that I hadn't tried yet.
Yeah, you've been in I think what 2 other leagues this summer essentially.
Yes.
So I'm sure you've seen just a lot of like variety throughout the trainers you face. You know.
Yeah,
people
and it's
using-
like one of those things where like there's not a lot of like people aren't picking Flamigo. Like this is not a thing that people do because it's like I said, it doesn't have on paper it just looks meh, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look great or whatever, but it does have some utility in the fact that it can hit no matter what.
Yeah.
Those types. I do wish I had a little bit more hazard control.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like about this team. I do have spikes and toxic spikes and rocks and spin and defog, but mostly the whole thing about this team is I have to make sure that I can bring in Roaring Moon to clean at the end. That's gonna be my whole goal in any game I'm in, is to say, hey, let's whittle stuff down so that Roaring Moon can come in and finish it off. And also, I got Iron Thorns as my Terra.
I'm so excited to see Iron Thorns with Terra. I drafted Iron Thorns, I think, 2 seasons ago. And
Yeah, when they couldn't Terra, yeah.
it couldn't
Oh,
Terra.
no, it could Terra, but you didn't choose that.
Oh, true, yeah.
It would have been a waste.
It would have been a
to choose
waste
as
of a Terra,
because
yeah.
We had higher tier Terra.
Yeah. And so now I'm really excited to see what Thorns can do, you know, with its, you know, ability to remove some of its big weaknesses. No.
Yeah, and it has good. Its stats are pretty solid.
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
solid.
You have 134 attack, which is already good. You
Yeah.
don't see a lot of attacking electric type, so that's already a positive. It's HP is 100, his defense is 110,
Yeah.
special defense is 84, so it can be run in a way that can be efficient. It also gets Dragon Dance and
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that Tyranitar gets. But yeah, the only thing that I've used previously on this team, I guess you can count Metagross, even though I had Mega Metagross that time.
Mm-hmm.
Is Sylveon and Miss Magius,
Yeah.
which I'm currently having another league, but like I don't know if I like Metagross. Like I know it got a buff this generation, a slight buff, if you can call it that. So it's a little bit better in the format, but it's still a Metagross, so it's limited.
Yeah.
I mean, it does have 135 attack, 130 defense, and 90 special defense, so it's still got some bulk. It's mostly gonna be hazards and priority. But yeah, man, I'm kind of excited. I really wish my speed tiers were a little bit better, but we have to make do with what we've got.
Yeah.
And plus, Ogerpon, the fire.
I was gonna say Ogerpon is there as well, and it's Ogerpon. It's gonna hit. Like you said with Wellspring, that it does kind of suck that it's limited to one item, but
yeah, and
I've
people
seen
know
these-
what speed it's gonna be.
yeah.
So,
But I've seen these Ogerpons put holes into some Pokemon for sure. So
yeah,
definitely something
and
to-
that's gonna be my thing. It does have Mold Breaker, by the way, bud. I'm just gonna let you know that.
Yeah, I know. I had to look it up to remember what the rest of its name was, so I had already knew before we started.
Yeah, so it does have 120 attack, and it's also boosted by the dang it, the mass. So it's got it's got a built-in I guess like, is it 1.2? I think it is.
I
Yeah,
think
1.2
so.
power to its
Built in
attacks.
Life
Yeah.
Orb or whatever.
Yeah, and it does get Stomping Tantrum, bud. So yeah,
He's
but
coming
if
for
we
you.
meet in the playoffs, if we meet in the playoffs, don't bring anything.
He's coming for you. He's
I'm
coming for
bringing
you.
it. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing
But
Scarf,
but like
and-
Ivy Cudgel, base 100 move that just
With a
dominates.
high crit chance at that.
yeah. It does have a lot of utility. Also, it gets spikes.
Knockoff. UC,
Yeah, spiky shield
The
if I want to
spiky
get
shield,
cheeky.
Yep. Taunt,
U-turn.
U-turn, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff that's like the whole Ogerpon thing is really good. Like Ogerpon has such a good pool. I think that's what really puts it into the class that it's in
Yeah.
because just has such a wide range of moves, and plus Ivy Cudgel just wrecks team.
You guys ready for that quick attack? That quick attack overcon?
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring it. I'll bring anything.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah. But
It's a
yeah,
solid team.
I'm pretty happy with my team just because it's a lot of stuff I don't normally get to use or
Yeah.
that I've never used. I've wanted to use and never used, like Tentacruel. One of my low key favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I've seen you use Tentacruel, but I'm like, I don't remember though.
I've never used Tentacruel. Unfortunately, but Tentacruel is good too. You know, it has flip turn.
No, it's a solid line, bro.
and,
Tentacle
you know, it has
seems
a lot of
like
utility.
And I mean, decent speed.
I have to say, it seems like as the years
like
go by,
or not just
Tentacle
like-
has still been able to stay like decent
And the
in
same,
the format.
the
Yeah,
same.
like it hasn't dropped significantly like certain Pokemon.
It's because it's a good special wall, man.
Yeah,
With
decent
a
special
lot of
wall.
utility, rapid spin, knock
Yep.
off, toxic spikes. Like,
Immune to
Yeah, and
Trojan
it pairs really nicely with Sylveon too.
Yeah. Watch out for these
now, like,
Sylveons,
the
man.
flip turn. The flip
Yeah.
turn is just
Yeah, flip turn is its main move right now. Flip turn, like, because it's just so good for switch initiatives. So like,
Yeah.
I just want to see you go crazy and just bring Swords Dance.
Swords Dance, Poison Jab,
Tentacruel.
Tenta. Bring it. Let's go.
Yeah, Swords Dance, Liquidation, Poison Jab.
Let's go.
with that base 70 attack, let's go.
Let's go.
You know what? Instead of Poison Jab, just Gunk Shot it.
Gunk shot. Let's go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
There we
fair.
go. Next on the list is the Austrian Arcanines.
Coached by
They
Matt.
coached by. I'm sorry. Say again.
Matt.
Coached by Matt. They drafted Great Tusk round 1. And hey, we've seen what Great Tusk can do. Great Tusk is a former champion now. If you watched any of last season, you already know. Hits like a truck. Hits like a truck. Was it Headlong Rush? Good luck. Have fun.
Headlong Rush.
Have fun
That's
sitting
it.
in front of that. I believe it also gets rapid spin, you know, so you can
It does.
you can get a little speedy, you know, don't necessarily have to sacrifice your defenses with Headlong Rush and, you know, carry, you know, like a Life Orb or something and try to sweep with that. I mean, like I said, Shu demonstrated how well this Pokemon can thrive in the format last season. So I mean, I can see why it's getting picked up again this season.
Yeah, I keep saying this, but like Great Tusk is probably the best Pokemon in the format.
Yeah.
It just you know, it has such good defense. Like it's okay. Let me rephrase that. It's the best physical
Yeah.
Pokemon in the format. It has really good, you know, physical attack, physical defense. Its speed is decent enough to make it not a liability. And of course, you know, that can always change with, you know, rapid spin and items or whatever. But that's why it's so easy to build around. Like it's so bulky.
Yeah.
You have to attack it specially.
Yeah. You have
Which
to.
gives the person using Great Tusk a little bit of an advantage because they can say, hey, you know, I can just run, you know, AV and that can
Yep.
make me live a hit just enough so I can kill you. So
Yeah.
that's why Great Tusk is just so hard to deal with. Plus its typing is really good.
Solid
Its typing is really good.
Solid typing.
And
Not to
it
mention
just
it's
puts so much pressure on your team.
it's a move pool is actually pretty, you know, it's solid as well. As
Yeah, it gets so much coverage for stuff that would come in on it.
Yeah.
That's one of the main problems. You know, it gets Ice Spinner
like your
for flying and grass or whatever you want to bring in.
like your bulky water type is not going to want to jump in front of a Supercell Slam. You know.
No, I mean you probably wouldn't bring it. It does suffer a little bit from 4 move slot syndrome, but I mean you can manage that.
Yeah.
I mean it literally carried me to the playoffs here before last. So
Yeah. I mean, it's just solid. Why does it learn Psy Shock? Anyway, solid all around. Yeah, they ended up picking Empoleon, T-Flame, Arboliva, who is Terra, Grass, Fairy Ghost, Carbink, who is Terra, Fairy Water Fighting, G King, who is G King is just G King. Kiram, Galvantula, Basculegion, and Bisharp, who is Terra, Dark Flying Fire. Personally,
this team another team that looks kind of generic, but actually high key is gonna be really good. Like it's just really well built in terms of it's got all the cores there. We can debate on the Carbink being the main
okay, so personally, I
main
really
fairy,
like this team.
but
Really like this team because this is stuff that I was looking at for this season. It was when we were drafting, it was really funny to like pick them on and then look up and they picked something very similar or something that does the same role, has the same job as the mon I grabbed. So I personally am a fan of the team.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it was definitely funny to watch y'all go, especially since y'all picked back to back. It was like, oh, Great Tusk, then Landorus T, and then you pick Slowking, and they pick Galarian Slowking, and it's just like, all right, what are you guys doing? What are we doing here? Why are we mimicking each other's drafts now? Yeah.
But like you said, the team looks solid. Good speed control in Galvantula. I think Galvantula is Galvantula our first sticky web user? No. We have Master Aim.
I think it was probably the first drafted in the actual timing of the draft.
Yeah.
yes.
But
Like you said, Carbink as your main fairy is a little rough. Not gonna lie.
very.
But
Because I felt like I love Diancie, but I've wanted to add it to my team so many times, but having Diancie as the main fairy is like so having Carbink, the little nugget as that is it's even lower down.
I am interested to see how well they handle the bulk that is provided by Carbink, to see if there's any does it get body press? I doubt, right? It does get body press. Are we gonna see some body press shenanigans with this thing, or is it just here for hazards? Well, I think it definitely go Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam. Come on.
Steel type step in front of it. Yeah, it's gonna have to be hitting that body.
You're right. We got some crazy threats on the team. We've already talked about Tusk, but I mean, there's Basculegion, who just hits hard. They don't necessarily have weather as far as like manual setup, but they do have access to rain dance on their team. So I mean,
Basculegion, you're gonna want to use adaptability. So
yeah, and I was gonna say, and it's not necessarily needed because adaptability, erases things on this Pokemon. Which one is that, the physical or the special one?
they have both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So either
They
way,
get access to both. They just can't use Last Respect.
got you.
Yep.
So either way, I mean, either you're catching, just the nastiest of Hydro Pumps and Shadow Balls, or, catching a nasty, I think it gets Wave Crash.
It does.
Oh my god, adaptability, Wave Crash. Good luck. Have fun, guys.
It also has another unique thing is that it also has Mold Breaker.
Oh,
so
true.
if you do bring like a Water Absorb, it can hit still.
Yeah.
Which makes a little bit of a difference. Obviously, you can hit something, but it's good. Like the thing about Basculegion is that it is relatively not that great.
Yeah.
Like its defenses are meh. Its HP is good. Its defenses are meh. Its speed is meh. It's like in kind of a weird speed tier.
Yeah. Base 78 speed.
You do need a Scarf, which I think which is one of the reasons why
it's so cheap. Essentially,
Yeah.
it's a mix because it's like it's slow, and technically it doesn't hit that hard, like just off of stats alone. Like 112 is okay, right?
Yeah.
it's good, because usually like once you're in that 100 to like 120 range, that's good. But then like when you get into the 130s and stuff, like that's when it's like, this is top tier.
Yeah.
125,
Yeah.
130. That's when you start getting to those top tier of attack or special attack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like 112 is like it's good enough for sure, but it's not. You're not typically OKOing things, which is why you'd want to run an adaptability because that'll help you, wave crash OKO something. But then you don't outspeed things. So then that's why a lot of people. That's why the initial thing for it is was the swift swim. That like that worked better with like the last respects because you could set this up for later in the game, get the rain up when you're down 3 or 4 Pokemon, and then just click last respects while you're double speed and at 78 speed I think or something like that.
Yeah, 78.
You can literally just like clear through people, and then you could really be swift swim, choice bandit, last respects and just win, like so like it's kind of in that middling ground of like, all right, well if I'm adaptability, I probably need to be Scarf, like if I'm swift swim, I might need to be bandit for to add to my damage output. So like it's always gonna be in this weird little spot. But I mean the good thing is that like it does get priority with Aqua Jet. It still also has flip turn, so then like like you have a slightly slower switch initiative, so there's still some things here that kind of help it out in those situations as well.
Not to mention you have to draft, you have to prep for both. I mean, you can bring your defensive wall and he brings the especially offensive one, and like I mentioned before Rain Dance, and I took a second look. I mean, Galvantula's here, so that's like free thunders for Galvantula. So like if he wants to play in the rain a little bit, he could. It's definitely not required by any means, but there's a little option to play in the rain.
The only thing is, I hate how they did that with
see the thing, so sorry to cut you off, but
go ahead.
Another thing about Basket Legion is its only stab ghost move that's physical, that's not last respects, is Phantom Force.
Mm-hmm.
And
I forgot about that.
And that's why a lot of the ones that I've seen, even if they're physical, they still run Shadow Ball, because slow Phantom Force is not good.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use Phantom Force, it needs to be.
You need to be faster.
You need to be hitting fast. Yeah. So that's another thing. That's why you gotta prep for both. But given that you're getting base 100 special attack with the female version.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. It was like the thing that irritates me is that the female, instead of having a 112 special attack like the male has for attack, they gave it 100. And it's just like, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like originally when I was doing the tiers, I had them separate. Because of that, but then there was a mistake, and it didn't get separated on the tiers. So I did just allow it to have both forms, just because I do feel like in the end I do feel like it's just okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say, as someone who's used them on with like multiple options, I don't think their stats are so far off that them having both is, detrimental to the league by any means.
Yeah, and it being like the thing is, like, physical can be really good because you can just bring Choice Bandit, Wave Crash, right? That's gonna be the thing. You just bring Wave Crash, Choice Bandit, and it's gonna fucking delete. Sorry, it's gonna delete stuff. So
it's on my channel.
It's gonna delete stuff. So like, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Is like it's good, but it's not like it's just okay.
It's just obviously okay, it's not the main threat.
I don't know why we're spending so much time.
I was gonna say, obviously it's not the main threat. Obviously,
I think we're just spending time on it because I don't think we've really seen it.
No, we haven't. This is the first one in the league.
No, this is the first time we've seen Basket Legion in the league.
Yeah,
as well as Bisharp.
Yeah, as well as Bisharp. Yeah, but like, I mean, obviously, there are way more important threats on their team, like Carbink. No,
Hey,
they do
Terra
have-
Carbine might go hard.
Terra Carbine,
we don't know yet.
Terra fighting body thrust Carbine. Whew.
And if Matt Cook as hard as Triple did with Arbaliva last season, then
True,
you know,
yeah. Arbaliva was disgusting last season.
the bottom of this draft might carry more than the top part of it.
Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then look, Bastion Legion is just kind of an extra, so he'll be able to run
Yeah,
whatever he wants on it because he already has Empoleon as
yeah,
the real main water source on here,
yeah.
and to fit like most of the you know, like team building type synergy aspects of the team. So yeah, it'll just be interesting to see like how he kind of covers some of these like common weaknesses, because like fighting is like kind of a big weakness, but then like he also has like Talonflame and Glow King.
Yeah, we're ignoring his
Bastion,
big threat.
so.
That Kyurem sitting there.
Yeah, that's why I said fighting, because it's like the Kyurem is ice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Empoleon takes that too, the Arbaliva.
They did draft
So it's just
Kyurem, so that obviously like that's just a threat, you know. Access to the new moves like Dragon, or was it Scale Shot? Scale Shot Icicle Spear is terrifying with loaded dice, you know. You can run special if you want to, you know, gets access to like Earth Power. It's Kyurem. It's another crazy powerful Dragon Bond that I feel like speaks for itself. Next on the list is yours truly, me and the Blackthorn Kingdras. I ended up drafting Lando T as my first pick. Lando has always been like that annoying Mon that's been in the back throughout the season. Like ever since it's been you know, implemented in the game, Lando has always been like lurking over people's shoulders. I feel like even now it's even though it's not as strong as it was, I think still it has some potential in draft. Access to Intimidate. We're not using, I think Intimidate's its only ability in this form.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, solid Mon. Great lead, honestly. Great lead Mon. You know, access to U-turn, hits hard with EQ, set up stealth rocks if I want to. I personally feel like Lando is a decent Mon.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's
always
slanderous.
been.
It's always been good.
It'll stay that way, just like how I was talking about in Cineroar. Lando is right there, bro. Like maybe that's probably why you picked it up, because you've been doing VGC, and VGC brain rot just slowly crept back in for you.
It's
Here comes
there
Lando.
for sure.
But
I ended up
it's just that.
drafting a Slow King, Hydrapple, so Titan, who is my Terra Captain, Ice Water Fairy, Lurantis, who is a Terra Captain, Grass Fighting Steel, Iron Moth, Pheasantipity. I don't even know how to say this Pokemon's name. Is it Sin or Chin or Chine or
I say Cincino.
Cincino?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Cincino?
Cincino is what I call it.
We grabbed Cincino. We have Alolan Raichu, who is Electric Dark Flying, and last but not least, we have Iron Bundle. And I'm not gonna hold you, draft is a little goofy. I just wanted to have fun this season. I sweat last season and I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but I did. I got some wins, so I'm content right now, which means I get to be goofy this season. So we ended up drafting Snow, and I just wanted to have fun in the snow. I wasn't necessarily making it my primary objective, but I did wanted to make sure that, you know, so Titan was able to, you know, be able to get into the match and do some kind of damage. And I actually ended up drafting Iron Bundle dead last. Like, he was not on the list. It almost was a Darkrai. I up into the wind, and I was like, we already got the snow, why not? But one thing that I noticed later, because some of this is a little off the top, you know, I could have fun in electric terrain as well, with Alolan Raichu and then the two Iron Mons. free to play in electric terrain, and I'm excited to use that because I haven't used electric terrain at all in this generation. So
Yeah, I hope you cook with it, because Raichu is probably my favorite electric Pokemon. I love that Pokemon, so mainly because like it's also psychic type, but like it's, to me, it's just the superior version of the stupid rat. So like I love that thing. I've always wanted to build some stuff around it, but like it's just tough. Like the versatility of having electric terrain using Mons wasn't really that great until now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of
all the paradox,
stuff.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, it was literally just like Tapu Koko that sets it up, and
Yeah.
what's the name?
The pin cushion.
Urchin.
Yeah.
So then, like, you're just dealing with more grounded electric types. So it's just like, So I hope you can get something going. I love Iron Moth. That was another thing I had previously. So like, I love that thing. Yeah. Hopefully you cook it.
Only one I'm really questioning myself on is like Pheasantipity, and it's mostly just because it just feels meh as a fairy and as a mon in general.
It's kind of like Basculegion, where it's just like everything is middling about it.
Yeah.
What kind of helps it a lot is that like sure, it doesn't have, like, Basculegion can come in and be adaptable, be choice band, and if either you can't kill it in one hit or you're slower than it, it's gonna get big damage off, and you kind of know that already. Or it's Swift Swim, and you can get past some things and just do some damage that way. Like like you have a couple of options for Basculegion to just straight up get this damage off without much other setup required before it hits the field. You know what I'm saying? So like, or when it's on the field, it doesn't really need a lot of things set up to do its thing. Usually everything else is going to happen before it gets on the field. Whereas like Pheasantipity like doesn't have that thing where like it hits the field and it's going to do this and it's going to do a ton of damage for you immediately. Like, but it has like it has like some different utility.
Yeah.
It has different setups for both sides and stuff like that. So like it can.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to play around a lot with different sets and like figure out, okay, week by week, like what kind of works, and can I bring special? Can I bring physical? Do I swords dance? Pop a berry or something like that and get acrobatics going. There's some options there. The move set is kind of weird, but like there's a lot of coverage options.
Yeah,
there,
I think that's also what like drew me to it. It's just I haven't seen too much of the loyalty trio in draft leagues.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what kind of shenanigans I can get into with it. But I mean, I'm happy with what I got.
I bet. And then push come to shove, it's a decent speed special wall.
Yeah, it is.
HP and 125
special defense is nothing to laugh at with the HP
with Roost.
Yeah, with Roost. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like, it can literally just be some of the things that like you.
If I stall you out this season, I'm sorry.
Roost U-turn, Tailwind, Taunt, like it has a lot of support ability there.
Yeah,
and then like if you some reason desperately needed to do some coverage, like 91 attack with Swords Dance and Play Rough and Poison Jab, you might be able to cook something up there. And like I said, you have acrobatics if you lose a berry in between there.
I mean, the acrobatics can plus the technician possibilities.
Yeah, so there's a lot of some options for it. There's definitely some options available for it. Just like I said, you gotta cook some things up and don't burn the kitchen down.
I don't know about that last part. Last but not least, we have Lupin and the Spikema Thieves. Lupin drafted Annihilate round 1. Shout out to Lupin for still finding a way to figure out what he's gonna draft this season with the 2 extra people and being the bottom of the tier. because I know he got sniped, I think 4 times. So, but Lupin ended up drafting Annihilate, and I'm glad, because I don't face him in the regular season. And the last 2 seasons, Annihilate has just kicked me in my teeth. So I'm already happy with the draft. But Annihilate is just a scary mon, you know, Rage Fist. I'm sure you've all by now have dealt with Annihilate. I mean, it's Annihilate. It hits like a truck, can set up, tanky, bulky, recovery with Drain Punch. I think it also gets, I think I've seen like rush shenanigans. There's choice Scarf Final Gambit that he can do if he wants to just get something off the field. It's Annihilate. He also drafted Crocodile, Gardevoir, Bellybolt, who is Terra Electric Bug Flying, Quagsire, Heatran, Noivern, Blastoise, Heracross, and Overquill, who is Poison, Water, Grass. I think Lupin has just went ahead and took the title of villain for the whole season off rip by drafting Bellybolt yet again. It seems
Yeah, see, like at least for him, in comparison to like Zev, at least for him, like yeah, this is a random. In a lot of cases, a random low tier pick. This is like, why would you prioritize getting it again? It's because he at least did work with Bellybolt.
Yeah.
In different, like Bellybolt damn near won him a few games last season.
Bellybolt,
so like,
Bellybolt gave a couple of trainers some problem. There's a couple of trainers in the league. If you ask them on their thoughts on Bellybolt, they'll gladly let you know how they feel about Bellybolt. So I mean,
yeah,
it's home for him, and I don't blame him for picking it. You know, he drafted Heatran this season, and I think that's going to be really fun for him to use. Because I mean, Heatran's always been kind of strong. He's always been in the higher tier side of things. I'm curious to see how well he gets to, you know, utilize the Pokemon. He ended up drafting Heracross, which I feel feels like a sleeper. You get that Moxie going with that Scarf, and he's picking up kills, you know? Get your team down to half, and next thing you know, you're getting swept. So
yeah, I like this one. I think it's one of his better builds as well. Yeah, I mean, the top 2 picks alone is kind of make this a good start. So like, even if he eventually wants to change or add some things to it, he could add some work to it and kind of go crazy. But yeah, Annihilate, Crocodile, Heatran, Noivern, that's already kind of solid. And then like Heatran and Quagsire work really well together.
yeah.
I love Gardevoir. Gardevoir has always been just like, it's in the middle. People overlook it a lot of times.
I was gonna say it also feels like a sleeper as well.
Like it's just nice.
Got to be careful with Trace. There's a lot of really good abilities now in this generation that Gardevoir can, you know, take advantage of. You know, it can trace Regenerators, it can trace Intimidates, it can trace, you know, the Levitates that are out here.
Like imagine you're Rog, and you get your Spectre out in the field,
right?
Bring out Choice Scarf, you know, Gardevoir with Trace, and clap that thing real quick, and then now it got the Grimnade going, and it's just like, hey, look,
Right.
the tables have been turned.
Tables
you know,
have been
like,
turned.
It's kind of nice. I like it a lot.
I also overlooked. I talked about Heracross's Moxie. Crocodile has Moxie as well, and choice band EQs or choice scarf EQs from this thing is gonna hurt. I don't know if he gets knockoff anymore. They've changed so much about this game. I don't know who gets what now.
Oh yeah.
But he does. Okay, so he does still get knockoff. So I mean, choice scarf Moxie knockoff is always something to watch out for. You know.
And then he also still has like this double intimidate core.
True.
That kind of, you know, with the overquill and crocodile, you know, and even though they're both dark, they don't have any common weaknesses.
Yeah.
So like, you know, and overquill takes out the, you know, covers the grass types for crocodile, and it's just and helps them, you know, it's not weak to the fairy, not weak to the fighting. So it's a nice little combo there. So he'll have a way to like add defense to his team with those two coming in and intimidating if he needs to.
Yeah.
And then, you know, overquill also swift swim. So if he goes into any team and they run some of you think the ring might hit.
Yeah, his like he has a nice little defensive core too. Like, you know, Bellybolt and the Quagsire kind of play into each other, and especially if you throw Overquill in there. You know, Overquill's gonna handle the grass types. You know, Bellybolt can swap in.
The only thing I'm worried about is ground typing for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Bellybolt, the Overquill, the Heatran.
Yeah, he does have a few.
So he's gonna have to. I had to find good times to like rely on Noivern and Heracross to cover that weakness. But you know, besides that, like
I like the team.
Got something going, so
I like the team.
He can work with it.
Yeah, he'll have to fix his speed tiers, but other than that,
Oh yeah, he is kind of slow. Noivern's super fast. And that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to use those scarves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've mentioned Scarf about like 3 times now, just for his team alone. But I mean, overall, I do like what he's done with his team, and I'm excited to see what he does with it this season. But that is going to be it for the ATBA Season 14 draft review, draft analysis. I'm gonna week 1 starts on the 15th.
Yep, that is Monday.
Week 1 starts.
Well, it's already passed.
Oh yeah, by the time this drops, yeah. We'll be in week 1 by the time this thing is uploaded. Our first matchup is the Kansas City Spirits versus the Universal Umbreon. The Dallas Slitherwings versus the Chicago Sky Attack, Austrian Arcanines versus the Jalisco Haluchas, Blackthorn Kingdoms versus the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Spikeman Thieves versus the Bryceland Ferrets, Virtual Battlers versus the LA Powerball, and Fargo Force versus the Alto Mare Slush Rush. I'm excited to see what week 1 has in store with us. It's always tough to tell with ATBA, especially with week 1. There are people who are like, this is week 1, I need my win so I can start the season well. And there are some people who are like, this is week 1, I'm doing shenanigans. So
yep,
it's going to be tempting to see. Excited to see what people bring week 1.
There's only one battle I'm already sure of the outcome.
Yeah, there's only one battle I'm sure of the outcome. Yes.
Yep, we ain't even gotta wonder.
Don't even gotta say it. Don't even gotta say anything.
There's only one.
That being said, battles will usually take place, I believe, in the beginning of the week. And then uploads are the next Saturday, the following Saturday.
Yes, the 20th.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening to your favorite yappers yap about this wonderful game we call Pokemon. Professional yappers. Let us know who your favorite team is in the comment section down below. And why is it the Blackthorn Kingdoms? No.
Nah. Why is the Dallas Slitherwings?
But yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace. Peace.